Welcome back, and here with our concrete hammer is another tool that's used for a certain amount of work that might involve a little more punch than the smaller hammers. This is a 30-pound electric jackhammer and uses a lot of the same type of tools as smaller hammers. And again, this is a SDS Max drive, a slotted drive that is positive and is the same as the 20-pound hammer. Now, in this particular tool, you may be getting it to where you need a little more punch, a little harder concrete. Maybe you're going to break some concrete floor and do a shower in the basement. Although the floors mostly you'll go up to a larger hammer, but some of the floors are only a couple inches thick, 2 or 3 inches, and this might be all you need. Now, you'll use a point and a chisel, which are a little narrower than these here, of course. And this is the 3-inch chisel that you could use for tile. Where the smaller hammer might not be enough, you might be getting into some commercial work now. Some bigger tile, maybe some 1/2 or 3/4 inch thick tile. And those tile maybe need a little more punch to get them off. And that's where this bigger hammer would come into play. And the nice thing is, of course, that it's heavier, but it is still reasonable that you can use it horizontally. Now, where that becomes a factor most commonly around the home is your jobs is putting in another dryer vent, and that's usually a 4-inch hole that you're looking for. And this size here is 4 1/4, which works ideally in this hammer. But this, with a larger core bit, you're going to need more punch and more hit, and that's why you go to a larger hammer. Yes, maybe small hammers will do it. You'll be there a long time. But if it's hard concrete, then sometimes you just can't get through it. You got to get a bigger hammer. And so they're all carbide pieces in here, percussion carbide. There's lots of different grades of carbide, and these are the grades that are used for the hammers. This here you can move up into a 6-inch core bit. You'll have enough hammer punch with this size hammer to do that. The only thing is, when you get into some of these bigger core bits and using them on walls, a good little tip is to maybe use some Tapcons. Anchor yourself maybe a V-block on the wall so that you can rest the core bit on it, because once you put particularly this one here, once you put your core bit in, you get a fairly long length. It gets a little hard to hold it up and keep it straight. And then sometimes when you're going on a bit of an angle, that's when you start getting them jammed and it twists your hand a bit. Okay, so put it on a little V-block on the wall. That'll give you a lot better chance to make a nice straight hole. And you can use your heavier drills, and you can also use it with a shovel. To use the shovel if you want to do your maybe a little trench. I've seen people even use those to put in some weeping tile, but a sump pump is probably the most common, where you use these little shovels for shaving things off or around the foundation. And some of the linoleums or heavier floors, you can use this tool as well. It's the same slotted drive system that's on some of the smaller hammers. This one is totally adjustable as well, 1 up to 6. So the lower numbers will have less hit, and you can dial it up. And don't forget, you can also turn your chisel, pull it back, put it in, turn it, slot it, and you can turn it in the position that you want to have rather than twisting your arms around, you can turn this, have it in the position you want, and then turn it to, in this case with a chisel, the hammer position, so that it's doing the hammer. If you turn it to the drill position, of course, it's going to be hammering and drilling. So percussion is what you use or what you need to drill concrete, masonry, brick, all these type of materials. And the thing that's your enemy, of course, in walls is rebar or any steel, any bolts that have been thrown into the walls, especially residential walls sometimes. So be aware that you can break off teeth if you start hitting these bolts and rebar. They're not meant to be going through that material. And again, it's for concrete, not your metal, not your tile, not your wood. Okay, and this particular item would be a good item more in the commercial side, on the heavier side of concrete breaking. So that's it for that one, and don't forget to subscribe.